Hi PUBG friends, here we are at the tail end of PGC and it seems only fitting because we have to talk about an iconic PUBG team in Gen.G. With a poor showing in week 1 and not even making it into week 2, Gen.G knew that they had to perform in the weekly survival 3 and make it into the last weekly final. The problem is Gen.G were coming in on the 10th round, meaning they only had 7 games for a chicken dinner. In that run, Gen.G made it to 2nd place twice, all coming down to the last weekly survival game in PGC. This weekly survival was filled with circle hard shifts and the last game was no exception. Due to location and power provided, one warehouse was the center of attention even if it spelled doom for every single team that dared step inside of it. Earlier in the game, AAP had made a play for the compound, but in Phase 3, KPI was the first contender to come in and take it with Capitan and Draft King destroying AAP. And less than 30 seconds later, BATTLEGROUNDS decides the fact that they wanted to set up shop there, and while they did defeat KPI, it cost them 2 of their players. Circle 4 saw SSG and BATTLEGROUNDS drop a grenade salvo on top of each other before SSG finally managed to take the building away. But not killing BATTLEGROUNDS, just forcing them outside of the warehouse. And finally, at the end of Circle 5, BATTLEGROUNDS pushed into the Warehouse of Sadness for a second time, eliminating Space Station Gaming, after fighting for over 3 minutes for this compound. Circle 5 now hits, and with 24-second reprieve, Gen.G and TSM both raced for the cursed compound at full speeds. Gen.G comes in a little bit slower to scout it out. TSM, though, just drives straight into the warehouse itself. They instantly spot Zest, and now Simon has to try to flee, being the last one up for his squad. Gen.G hear the nades and hop back in vehicles, realizing the potential of a 3-way fight in the doorway. Luckily though, with Gen.G now gone, Simon has to just sneak out, finds himself a tree to lay down and hide beside. So now in Circle 5, let's step away for a second and realize why everybody wants to party in this compound. 8 teams alive cover a barren hillside. Really, just the warehouse, car lot, and some shacks for cover. A sloping hill into a road, and that's about it outside of the buildings. If you want a place with cover, you're going to have to fight for it, as we have seen multiple times already. Circle 6, though, shifts south, and the Warehouse of Woe stays in play, Gen.G now rethinking a way to take it. TSM is very focused on Ence, and have most of their attention that direction. This lets Gen.G's PO do his favorite thing, scout ahead for his squad. And while PO may be roaming alone, Ashura has a support angle about 150 meters west, and Anonix has a similar spot just to the north. PO uses a small ridge near the frightful warehouse to creep right up next to it, just a few feet from Simon, neither seeing each other. Simon, sensing danger, starts to crawl away, realizing the warehouse for the Pandora's box that it is, instead moving to a nearby rock. TSM stay very focused on Ence, wary of a push, but do note, they have defenders at the back door, which has been stacked up with all the cars to make themselves a little car arcade. This lets Gen.G regroup and sneak up together until TSM finally spots them. This is the moment that chaos erupts all over the battleground. While there are a couple of bullets exchanged, they begin to spread out around the building to see if maybe they can find a different angle of approach. Unfortunately though, this means that Simon gets to use this opportunity to flush a downed Ashura before Anonix spins back around on the last member of BATTLEGROUNDS to take him out. Realizing the TSM defense is just too risky to push, PO just decides it's time to PO. He climbs up on top of the Warehouse of Graves that TSM is huddled in and starts to take it out on all the teams that are out in the open. Unfortunately for Petrichor Road, they're the team that PO spots out. He knocks down 2 of their members, weakening them to 1 player left. Gen.G moves to the rocks, just south of the building of Lobby Banishment, aware that it's free and clear due to PO's skyline scouting. Now with the blue zone on the Warehouse of Reckoning, TSM have to leave, but Ence, who has weathered TSM shots at close range, now finds TSM trying to leave the warehouse and decides to give them a few nades as a farewell present. Armed with knowledge and aware that Ence and TSM are tangled up, Gen.G foot pushes to the south, using the slope of the hill as cover. PO finally finishes what he started with Petrichor Road, seeing the last member and killing him. Now, Gen.G own the circle, while TSM and Ence are intertwined right on the edge of the zone. Ence finally finish off TSM when the last 2 members attempt to leave the Warehouse of Broken Dreams, now in a 3v3. Anonix takes Petrichor Road's car that was used for cover to find a new angle. Esther holds the middle, PO gets to the north in a high ground position on Ence, and what follows is just clinical PUBG.
Certainly do. PO eliminates Rustamar. That's Ence now lose the player as Inonic spots out Team 2. There's the knock from Esther. Now he's in a 1 versus 2. Diggory takes his time. He heals up. There is a gap in the smoke, and of course Inonic will capture him. 14 kill win for Gen.G.
And with that, Gen.G secures first and the 3rd weekly final, which gives them an invite to the PGC Grand Finals. Leaving it down to the last game, The anime, or should I say manhwa comeback, seems to be in full swing for Gen.G. The Kanashira, Esther, Anonix, and PO make history once again. PGC Grand Finals are this week, and that's where all of our teams are going to meet their fate. Thank you for all the comments and love. This wraps up 2021 for PUBG Pull-Ups. I'll see you on the battleground.